A diminished self-esteem manifests itself across various communication facets, from body language and verbal expressions to distinctive reactive patterns and behavioral traits in everyday life. Today, I'll elucidate the 10 unmistakable signals that swiftly betray your lack of confidence to those around you, fostering challenging situations you might find yourself entangled in. 1. Body language, restlessness, and reserve. One's diminished self-worth can be perceptible at first glance. No need to initiate a conversation. Let's dissect the primary indicators. Hunching, the spine, curved like a wheel, shoulders bearing its weight, neck bent, head lowered. A person with such a bodily stance seems to want to retreat, visually diminishing in presence. Nibbling and tactile habits. It's the nibbling of lips and nails, attempting to gnaw on the tip of a pencil or pen, an uncontrollable desire to frequently touch one's face, fiddling with clothing details, adjusting hair, and so forth. These signals expose your anxiety. Closed poses and detachment. Crossed arms over the chest, fingers tightly interlocked, clutching a bag or folder with documents to oneself. These nonverbal signals reveal your attempt to create distance, to shut down, to conceal yourself from your conversation partners. Lack of eye contact. Eyes cast downward, scrutinizing the minutiae of a conversation partner's attire, fixating on work-related objects, such as glancing at a pen, a laptop, or a presentation screen. Anything to avoid looking directly into the eyes of the interlocutor. And if eye contact does occur, you promptly avert your gaze elsewhere. Restless maneuvers. Swift dashes towards the beckoning interlocutor. A bouncing gait, the inability to stand still calmly, and a constant shifting from one foot to the other. These movements might showcase a surplus of activity and vigor, yet they can also betray a diminished sense of self-worth. 2. Apologies and indefiniteness in speech. A person's uncertainty reveals itself through several distinctive types of phrases. Unwarranted apologies. You consistently commence your discourse with phrases like, "excuse me," and "I'm sorry," utilizing them not for their direct purpose, but as introductory constructs to draw attention to yourself. Uncertain introductory constructs. Your speech is adorned with a multitude of words expressing doubt in yourself, your capabilities, and the circumstances. Anticipating rejection. When making a request, you often insert the word "not" into the formulation, as if preemptively nudging the interlocutor toward refusal. 3. Self-devaluation. Another glaring indicator of low self-esteem is the habit of criticizing and even insulting oneself. Moreover, it's not necessary to directly speak ill of oneself. You can do it subtly, predisposing the interlocutor to a certain attitude towards you and your words. 4. Backhanded compliments. Another instance of veiled self-critique that betrays your lack of confidence is the art of complimenting others while simultaneously belittling oneself. 5. Inability to accept praise. Compliments directed toward an uncertain individual are received with difficulty. One's self-perception clashes with the feedback from others. This engenders mistrust, bewilderment, a desire to shut oneself off from one's achievements, to devalue merits, to transfer the burden of glory onto someone else. 6. Awkward silence and verbose expression. An individual lacking self-assurance cannot endure prolonged pauses in a dialogue. Any silence becomes awkward, as it triggers social unease. As a result, every pause is actively filled, even if the narrative carries no real significance, and the conversation has already run its course. Another distinctive marker of low self-esteem is the attempt to fill conversational gaps with tales of oneself, one's life, and affairs, an endeavor to captivate the interlocutor and secure their approval. 7. Appeals to authority and the fear of decisions. An individual lacking confidence fears bearing the ultimate responsibility, thus seeks anchoring points, references to authorities. This compulsive desire to lend weight to one's words by invoking the names of noteworthy figures or some hypothetical majority. Transferring responsibility. The unsure individual also seeks assistance from those around to make a choice or reach a decision. This plea can be direct or veiled, a form of manipulation. 8. Pleasing others at the expense of self. For an individual with low self-esteem, it's profoundly important to feel accepted and needed, to garner the approval of those around them. And for this, they're even willing to systematically sacrifice their own interests, persistently offering services, striving to provide at least some assistance to significant individuals, inability to say no, hastily agreeing to some action, then regretting it but fearing to refuse, taking on more responsibilities than necessary, offering colleagues to take on part of their duties, being unable to delegate tasks to others, overestimating one's own capabilities. 9. Excuses for oneself and others. The uncertain individual often finds themselves providing explanations, even when not queried about the cause of failure, and the issue was trivial. These justifications are often detailed, vivid, filled with apologies and a shifting of responsibility. Moreover, a person with low self-esteem will frequently make excuses for others, especially those close. 10. Procrastination and delaying. Lastly, individuals with low self-esteem tend to approach tasks as late as possible, postponing the assignment for later or extending its completion with frequent breaks. And it's not about laziness. This behavior is self-sabotage. Due to low self-esteem, one lacks confidence in the quality of their results, and procrastination and missing deadlines provide them with excuses, a way to shift responsibility onto circumstances. If we can identify the adversary, victory becomes possible. These ingrained habits, though formidable, are not insurmountable. They can and should be eradicated. The key lies in vigilant self-observation and a gradual transformation of behavioral blueprints. Yet, paramount in this quest is the unearthing of the problem's root, comprehending and addressing the underlying causes of self-doubt. To embark on this transformative journey, extend your support by hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and join me in the upcoming videos where we delve deeper into the realms of personal growth and self-discovery.